Hi everybody, so this is a real quick video about how to experience this first assignment. Okay, so in this first assignment, you can see right here it's the Soothe and Reading Response assignment. It's the first writing assignment in module number 2. And it's in Achieve. This is the actual prompt for the entire thing. And this will be my first time actually writing something that's not a standard paper in Achieve. Remember I set up that little one before? Now I want you to remember that in this assignment, what you're going to do is create something just like this for Soothen's essay. Now this is 150 words worth of summary. Summary has to be very, very tight, okay? Don't use wasteful language. Don't use fluffy language. You have to be really tight, use very strong words. So this person this is an example from a previous student, and this student wrote a pretty good summary. I would have done things differently, but I still gave this student a good grade. But like right here, where they say Barrios and the page numbers and according to Gladwell, none of this is necessary. The reason is, ta-da, it's already up here, okay? And of course it's according to Gladwell. This is a summary of Gladwell. So when you are writing, you have to remember, I know this will be a summary of Soothen's paper. So you don't have to tell me according to Soothen. You don't have to tell me page numbers. You don't have to tell me Barrios. You don't have to tell me any of that. You have to tell me the summary, focusing on the most important aspect of the paper by Soothen. Okay, so that's what you have to do. All right, so let's get into this. Now, right here, I'm going to go ahead and hit Write Draft 1. And then it's going to take me here. Okay, so this is what it shows me. Over on the sides, you can see the instructions. Using the prompt as a guide, you will write a short paper that has 2 core components. The first is a correctly formatted works cited entry that is bolded for Read Soothen's essay is art a waste of time. The second component is to write a 150-word summary of Soothen's paper that focuses on Soothen's core idea. Do not waste language on unimportant peripheral ideas, and make sure to include the proper MLA information and standards. And then right here you can see there are draft goals. You can look up what those mean and make sure that you're working. So I want you to focus on good organization because this has a specific structure. I want you to work on style and voice, meaning where it says well paced, your pace has to be tight, concise, short language, nothing over the top. Remember, it's a multi-page essay that you're condensing down to 150 words. And then last is editing. Your editing has to be right. What areas of the writing are difficult to read? Where is the writer's intended meaning unclear? You have to be precise and clear in this paper. So these are the goals. All right. So look right there. There's the prompt. You could read the whole thing right there and get all the information you need for this activity over here on the side. So as you can see, Achieve is being very thorough in what they're saying you can do. Okay, so let's go back over here. So the first thing I'm going to do is type in here. You can see across the top it has a lot of different options. Okay, now right immediately you have to switch it out of Arial. Now Georgia is a very nice font, but in an English composition class you don't want to use Georgia. You never use Arial. You never use Tahoma or Verdana. There's a reason. The reason is that these fonts here are called sans serif fonts. A serif is where they have little tiny tails on the letters. See right here, the T that's got little tails on the tips of the T's. Those are called serifs. So you got little ones on the end. Serifs actually speed up reading. It's an interesting thing. There are a number of research projects that were conducted back in the 1990s and early 2000s at Johns Hopkins University that studied the reading time of various fonts, so the big popular fonts. So Tahoma would be one of them. It's a very popular font. Same with Arial. Georgia was undoubtedly there, and so was Times New Roman. And it turned out fonts like Times New Roman and Georgia were the easiest and fastest to read. If you want your reader to read quickly and understand what you're saying quickly, then you choose these fonts. Tahoma and Verdana, they slow you down, okay? Now, a very long time ago, in the beginning of the internet, you always use Arial for everything, and that's because computer monitors were terrible, and fonts like Times New Roman wouldn't work well. That's why you see Arial everywhere. See over here, that's Arial. But now, we don't need to worry about that. You know, computers, cell phones, tablets, they all have brilliant graphics. And so you don't have to worry about that crap anymore. You can choose Times New Roman. You don't have to worry about, you know, are you going to confuse your reader? Okay, so when you're writing anything, especially something that's academic, you want to use Times New Roman. It is literally the easiest thing to read. Makes it easy on your reader. That's what you want. So next, you're going to put your name. And then next, you're going to put your teacher's name. Then next, you're going to put your class name. And I'm going to put 023. Remember, some of you guys are in 025. And then you're going to put your assignment name. And so right here, what's the assignment name? Do you guys know? Well, it's Soothin. And then I want you to put, spell it all correctly, rough draft. You can, of course, go ahead and put the, you know, the numbers, but I don't remember those right off the top of my head. But Soothin rough draft would be correct. Okay, then next you put the date. I'm specifically formatting it my favorite way of formatting dates. This is a pretty good way. You really can't go wrong with this method. However, some folks are going to want to use others. The only one that I think does not work is if I actually formatted it like this. That one just doesn't fly. So go ahead and format it in one of these. If you're not from the United States and you're from another country that uses other formatting practices, be prepared. For American readers, they're going to be confused by other dating formats. So usually you just go day, month, year. When I lived in South Korea, it was always, you know, year, month, day. That's how they did it in South Korea. And I know in other countries they have other methods. Okay, next. In this paper, if you recall in the prompt, it says, do not use a title. I don't want you to use a title, okay? And so you're just going to use the basic information that's available to you in this paper. So I'm going to really quickly insert all the text. This is the text that comes from that example, okay? So in here we have the different things. By the way, I believe there is an option here for word counting. I don't know where it is, but that's okay. But I have to tell you that in this style of writing, we actually cannot just leave it like this. The formatting style for this is called an annotated bibliography. Now, normally an annotated bibliography has multiple sources in it. I'm not making you do Butler's in here, but I want you to just do Rhys Soothin's essay. So only one thing, but the format is unique. So the first thing you want to do after having everything in here, you want to grab this, okay? Then come up here where it says hanging indent and click hanging indent. Ah, this is interesting. Let's see if we have a big of a problem. I see what's going on. So what's happened is that there we go. It had joined the two segments together. So here I'm going to go and undo the hanging indent, and then I'm going to go ahead and click indent once, and then I'm going to click indent again. Okay. Now this is pretty much what I'm looking for, except for one more thing. Okay? And that is to come over here, select this, and I want you to bold it. Okay? Then you have to go over here and you have to italicize the title of the books. Like that. You have to italicize Red Shelf course materials. Okay. And that's it. So that's basically what this should look like. Now I know some of you guys are confused about actually what goes where in this. Okay? We're going to learn about that later. But right now, I just want you to use this as the basic format. So there's this, and this right here is your summary. Okay? And that will pretty much be what I'm looking for. Just like that. Now, normally we have to do a page number, word count. Oh, 1 second. Let's select this. Let's see if this student did the word count correct. So how many? She's got 207. So there's 50 words too much. And I would ding you for that. So make sure that you condense this. Don't lose anything. Condense it down. So this author has words that I wouldn't use, like Barrios, according to, I mean, that is going to shorten things down. And then she repeats words like strong, strong, strong. Those words are repeated in there. You could take those repeats out. Now, in academic writing, you do repeat some things, but that's it. Ta-da! This is pretty much what I'm looking for. I am a little unhappy about one thing. How do we insert page numbers? Let's go to MLA Documentation Style Builder. Page header. Okay, I'll look at that. Page header. And then right here, what do? You put your last name, and then you do the pound sign for that, and that'll do that, and then you go ahead and select Times New Roman, and this is key. You've got to make sure it's also 12. Okay, and there's that. We don't need to worry about including a works cited page. But those of you guys who didn't include a works cited page on your past document, you should have gone over here and clicked on this to insert the spot for your works cited page. And so there you go. And